The Baltimore Ravens season has been one full of highs, lows, and moments that leave you shaking your head as we roll into Week 14. It is impossible to ignore the reality that this team has struggled in several key areas, and the results on the field speak for themselves. Early optimism at the start of the year, when the team was making roster adjustments and seeing some promising performances, has slowly given way to the stark truth. The record tells the story. 1-5 at certain points, below average talent in crucial positions, and the impact of injuries have all compounded to make this a season that has tested the patience of fans across the city. The promise of control over their own destiny has faded after recent matchups, particularly those against Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, leaving the team in a position where every win becomes increasingly dependent on circumstances outside their control. And while there are flashes of brilliance on the roster, weaknesses have been exposed at guard, in the pass rush, and in other critical areas, which have played a major role in derailing their aspiration this season. Isaiah likely has been at the center of some of these defining moments, from the fumble near the end zone in Cincinnati to the controversial touchdown call in Pittsburgh. The former Ravens tight end Dennis Pitta has voiced his perspective on these pivotal plays. He emphasized that while effort was there, some of the actions were unnecessary and could have been handled with a bit more precision and awareness. The argument isn't about effort. Isaiah is undoubtedly a talented player with exceptional hands and body control, but rather about situational awareness and the details that separate a good play from a game-changing misstep in situations where momentum naturally carries a player into the end zone. Sometimes the safest approach is to secure the ball immediately rather than risk an extension or maneuver that could lead to a turnover. Pitta's point was clear. There are moments when style should give way to practicality, especially in high-stakes situations, and when those moments are missed, they can haunt both the player and the team. Watching Isaiah in action, whether in games or during practice at the Under Armour Performance Center, it is evident that he is an exceptional athlete. He possesses strong hands, an innate awareness of his body and space, and an ability to make difficult catches look routine. Yet, there are times when a casual or nonchalant approach, what some have described as loosey-goosey tendencies, leads to moments that don't quite translate into success on the scoreboard. The plays in Cincinnati and Pittsburgh serve as perfect examples. In the latter, extending the football unnecessarily exposed it to defenders, whereas a simple tuck and secure motion could have protected the ball, allowed him to absorb contact, and ensure the play's success. It is a teachable moment, one that has been noted by former players, coaches, and analysts alike, highlighting that even highly talented athletes must refine the little things to truly maximize their impact on the field. In contrast, moments earlier in the season showcased Isaiah's ability to act with urgency and precision. On his first touchdown in a recent game, he demonstrated how quickly he could catch, protect, and secure the ball in situations where defenders were close enough to make a play. That same approach, applied consistently, could prevent the kind of near mistakes that have cost the Ravens critical points. The distinction between these moments is subtle but crucial. The difference between extending for style and tucking for security is often what separates a highlight reel play from a game-altering error. Coaches, past and present, stress the importance of protecting the football, recognizing defenders, and anticipating potential threats. And it's a skill set that even the most gifted players must continue to develop through repetition and awareness. The Ravens' offensive line has also been under a microscope this season. Week 14 finally brought a new addition, a veteran guard, to help stabilize a unit that has struggled throughout the year after weeks of injuries and inconsistent play. The signing of a seasoned player like Tomlinson represents both a practical move and a message from the organization. While his recent performances have been a mix of highs and lows, his experience, particularly in key matchups and understanding the pace of the game, could provide much-needed support for the team's running and passing game. Left guard, right guard, rotations, and adjustments, these are all strategic chess moves, and the Ravens are looking to find the right combination that maximizes efficiency and consistency. Beyond the immediate impact on the field, there's also a developmental message for younger players. Observing and practicing alongside veterans teaches timing, technique, and attention to detail, all of which are crucial in high-pressure situations. In the bigger picture, though, these moves are symptomatic of a season where the team has been forced to adapt constantly. Injuries, inconsistent performances, and occasional lapses in judgment have combined to create a narrative that has been frustrating for fans and players alike. While moments like Isaiah's near misses are notable, they also serve as opportunities for growth, reflection, and preparation for the future. Every week presents a chance to learn, adjust, and implement changes that can transform close calls into secured victories. The Ravens are still finding ways to compete, despite the odds, and each new adjustment, whether in personnel or strategy, carries the potential to change the trajectory of a game or even a season. What becomes clear when looking at these situations is that football is a game of margins. Tiny decisions: how a player secures the ball, how an offensive line adjusts to a defensive shift, how a veteran steps in to fill a gap, can ripple across an entire game. The Ravens' journey this season, filled with unexpected challenges, underscores the importance of these details. For Isaiah, the lesson is about consistency and execution, and understanding when to play with flair and when to play with calculated caution. For the offensive line, it is about cohesion, trust, and using experience to guide performance. And for the team as a whole, it is about recognizing that each opportunity to improve is magnified when margins are tight, and every point counts as the season progresses toward its final weeks. The focus will undoubtedly be on how the Ravens respond to these teaching moments. Can Isaiah internalize these lessons, consistently securing the ball and reducing risk? Will the new addition to the offensive line provide the stability needed to support both the running and passing game? These are the questions that fans, analysts, and the team itself are considering as they approach critical matchups. Football is a game of preparation and split-second execution, and Baltimore is a team still navigating the fine line between potential and performance. The discussions around these plays and personnel moves highlight the blend of talent, decision-making, and strategic planning that defines the NFL, where even the smallest details can determine the difference between victory and defeat in the coming weeks. It will be fascinating to see how the Ravens leverage these lessons. The young players have an opportunity to grow, veterans can provide guidance and stability, and coaches can refine strategies to maximize the team's strengths. While the season has not unfolded as hoped, these moments of adversity can become the foundation for improvement. Isaiah Likely's plays, the offensive line adjustments, and the broader team strategies all serve as a reminder that success in football is built not only on talent but on discipline, attention to detail, and the ability to respond to challenges with precision and focus. Looking ahead, the Ravens face a stretch where every play carries extra weight. The team's resilience is being tested in real time, and the focus on fundamentals has never been more critical. The spotlight naturally falls on Isaiah Likely, whose talent is undeniable, but whose recent mistakes have highlighted the razor-thin margin between a highlight reel and a game-altering error. Watching him navigate these situations provides insight not just into his physical gifts, but into the mental game as well. High-level football is about anticipation, awareness, and the split-second decisions that determine outcomes. And for Isaiah, the lesson is clear: athleticism alone will not carry you through pivotal moments. Securing the ball, protecting it through contact, and reading defenders are non-negotiable skills at this level, and every slip, however small, can echo across a game. The Ravens' offensive struggles have been magnified by inconsistency along the line. Week 14 brought in Tomlinson, a veteran guard whose presence is meant to stabilize a unit that has experienced injuries, rotations, and uneven performances. While he may not be a game-changing superstar, his experience adds a layer of reliability that younger players can learn from. The offensive line is more than just a collection of athletes. It is a synchronized unit where communication, timing, and trust determine the success of every snap. Left guard, right guard, and rotation strategies all factor into how the Ravens hope to reassert control over their season. Veteran guidance like Tomlinson's can make the difference between allowing a sack or giving the quarterback the time to make the right read each week. As the line adjusts to matchups, the coaching staff will be looking for precision, timing, and the ability to execute under pressure, turning these incremental improvements into tangible results on the scoreboard. Even beyond individual plays, the Ravens' season has underscored the importance of situational awareness. A single decision, how a ball is carried into the end zone, how a defender is engaged, or how a receiver protects the ball, can swing momentum in ways that reverberate through an entire game. In the case of Isaiah Likely, moments where he could have opted for security over flair became turning points. The contrast between his first touchdown in a recent game where he caught and immediately protected the football, versus the plays where he extended unnecessarily, demonstrates how attention to the smallest details separates good execution from costly mistakes. Coaches and former players alike have emphasized that these decisions are about more than athleticism. They are about understanding the moment, anticipating what the defender might do, and protecting the team's opportunity to score. For Isaiah, this is not a question of talent. He has hands, body control, and spatial awareness that are elite, but about translating skill into consistent, situationally aware execution. As fans, we also see the human side of this equation. Football at the professional level is unforgiving, and the scrutiny on players is relentless. Every misstep is analyzed, every highlight replayed, and every detail debated. Isaiah's recent plays provide a window into this reality. Even gifted players must constantly refine their craft, absorb feedback, and adjust in order to maintain performance. His talent ensures he will continue to be a key contributor, whether in Baltimore or elsewhere. But the nuances of ball security, leverage, and situational awareness will define how his career progresses. It is a reminder that in the NFL, the best athletes are only part of the equation. Preparation, adaptability, and attention to detail are what elevate players from good to exceptional. Meanwhile, the offensive line continues to be a focal point. The addition of Tomlinson represents both an immediate tactical adjustment and a signal about the team's approach to challenges. While his past performance has had ups and downs, the presence of a veteran on a struggling line brings leadership, guidance, and the ability to mentor younger players. For a team navigating injuries and performance gaps, this can be invaluable. Each snap, each block, and each adjustment communicates lessons to those around him, and the hope is that these lessons will compound into more consistent execution during games. As the Ravens face the final stretch of the season, the line's cohesion could be a determining factor in both offensive production and overall momentum. It is also worth noting the psychological aspect of football, particularly during adversity. Players like Isaiah are not only managing the physical demands of the game, but also the mental challenge of bouncing back after high-profile mistakes. Learning from those moments, internalizing the feedback, and translating it into better decisions is critical. The Ravens coaching staff, alongside veteran teammates, are instrumental in this process. They provide the perspective, experience, and mentorship necessary for young talent to grow. For Isaiah, the message is clear: embrace these moments as learning opportunities, and let them sharpen both focus and execution. Every practice, every rep, and every game is a chance to refine technique, anticipate defenders, and secure the ball under pressure. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. Whispers have been floating through league circles, and now the murmur has grown loud enough to ripple across Baltimore. Terry McLaurin is reportedly heading to the Ravens, a move that has already stirred excitement, skepticism, and a fair amount of disbelief among insiders. Nothing is official, but the very idea of McLaurin slipping into purple and black has sent fans into a frenzy. Some around the organization insist this isn't just smoke, that the Ravens, long searching for a true centerpiece in their receiving corps, may finally have found the explosive weapon they've been missing. The chatter began quietly, almost quietly, with hints that Baltimore had been scanning the league for a proven, high-character wideout capable of stretching the field and commanding attention on every snap. Then the murmurs sharpened. A closed-door meeting here, a sideline handshake there, and suddenly McLaurin's name was being repeated in Baltimore's facility with an energy that felt impossible to ignore. Coaches have been unusually tight-lipped, which only added fuel to the speculation. Some players, off the record, described the atmosphere as electric and on the edge of something big. If this deal truly materializes, McLaurin would instantly reshape the Ravens' offensive identity. His route precision, burst off the line, and ability to win contested catches could elevate the entire unit. Baltimore's receiving corps, often criticized for lacking a definitive star, would suddenly gain a player capable of drawing double coverage, forcing defenses to choose their poison. There's already talk of how his presence could open new layers of the playbook, pushing the passing attack into territory fans have been begging to see. For now, it remains a rumor, but a rumor with legs, lungs, and a pulse strong enough to make the league pay attention. The Ravens have been known to move quietly before striking decisively. If this is another one of those moments, Baltimore might be on the verge of adding a spark powerful enough to light up the entire season. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.